are charged as a special allegation in that count that you did personally use a firearm during the commission of that offense. Additionally, as to Mr. Lee only, you are charged that you discharged a firearm from a motor vehicle with the intent to cause serious bodily injury. As to defendant Broadus only, you are charged additionally in count 2 that as to count 1, the date of that offense is August 25th of this year, 1993. As to defendant Broadus only, as to count 2, you are further being charged in the indictment that on July 21st of this year, 1993, you were in possession of a firearm and that you had previously been convicted of a felony, to wit, possession for sale of drugs, pursuant to Health and Safety Code 11351.5. As to count 3 for Mr. Broadus only, it is further alleged that on July 2nd of this year, 1993, you were also in possession of a firearm and that you had previously been convicted of a felony, again, the same felony, possession for sale of a controlled substance. Does counsel waive further reading of the indictment? And does counsel waive a full statement of defendant's rights? As to the charge in count 1, Mr. Lee, and the special allegations, what is your plea at this time? Mr. Abrams, as to the charge in count 1 and the special allegation, what is your plea at this time? And Mr. Broadus, as to the charges in counts 1, 2, and 3 and the special allegations contained therein, what is your plea at this time?
All right, each of the defendants having entered not guilty pleas, denials of the special allegations will set the matter for a pretrial conference and trial setting. Counsel, I recall we agreed upon the date of January 20.
That's correct.
All right, that will be a 0 to 60 pretrial date. That will be in Department 103, which is Judge Paul Flynn. Gentlemen, you each have the right to have a speedy trial. That means within 60 days of today's date. The agreement between the attorneys is that we calendar your matter on Thursday, January the 20th for a pretrial conference. All right, number 13, right, please. Number 13, Newz.
Don't get my back. Try and get my front. My wife gets pissed off. It's just my back.
Come to order. Court is again in session.
Yes, this is 101, sorry, 102, 103, and 104 on the calendar. People versus McKinley Lee, Calvin Broadus, Sean Abrams. Counsel, please state your appearance for the record. Good morning, Your Honor. David Kenner appearing on behalf of Calvin Broadus is present.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sean Snyder, Chapman, Today Law Assistant General Counsel on behalf of Mr. Abrams.
Last name one more time, please.
Chapman.
Thank you, sir.
Charges can be a career ender, especially for celebrities, but not in the case of the rap singer who calls himself, quote, Snoop Doggy Dogg. A judge in Los Angeles refused today to drop murder charges against him, but the charges haven't hurt his career. In fact, some accuse the rapper of making crime pay, as Reed Galen reports in tonight's Eye on America.
As Calvin Broadus leaves the court where he has just appeared on murder charges, little kids clamor for his autograph. They know him as rapper Snoop Doggy Dogg.
I'm just an inspiration. You look to me as inspiration.
A chilling thought to critics of music rife with violence and to the family of the victim.
My brother has become just a nameless, faceless commodity in the interest of record companies profiting from his blood.
Murder was the case that they gave me. I'm innocent.
For almost 2 years, Snoop has been out on $1 million bail paid by Death Row Records, which has sold $80 million worth of Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Whatever it takes to sell records, it's good.
Murder sales. That's why people do videos on sex and murder.
These criminal charges against you, somebody could see that as good publicity.
Not necessarily, because I'm not happy that someone ended up dead and I got to go to court for this and people thinking I'm some killer.
Snoop must convince a jury he's not the gangster in his music. But in fact, if that kind of image hurts sales, there wouldn't be many rap stars left. Tupac Shakur.
And we got a new album out called Thug Life.
Shot 5 times while on trial for sexual assault, he's in prison now disavowing the gangster life. Dr. Dre, convicted of assault. Flavor Flav, jailed for shooting at a neighbor.
They're just part of a community where these things are going on. You can't go around carrying guns. No one tells these kids that. They're living the lives that they've grown up in, and it's like no one is changing them. All the record companies are interested in, for the most part, is making money.
You really can't say you ain't never seen nobody just get shot in the head, pow, and you right there watching it. You can't say that, but I can. You understand what I'm saying? And that affects me, you know what I'm saying, through my life.
Murder was the case, says the prosecutor, on a summer night in 1993.
This would be appropriately characterized as a gang-motivated type killing.
It happened in this Los Angeles park. Snoop's bodyguard shot and killed 24-year-old Philip Woldemariam. Snoop didn't pull the trigger, but he, the bodyguard, and a third man were all charged with murder because prosecutors say they hunted down Woldemariam after an earlier argument. Snoop's attorney claims self-defense and says the DA has an agenda.
That terrible music is going to get out into the public. That's why he's prosecuting this man.
Snoop Doggy Dogg was 21, already well known when the killing happened. But success doesn't necessarily mean escaping the life, says another rap star recently acquitted of murder.
You might have somebody that grew up gangbanging and he made it, but he still got that in him. No matter what, he would carry that. It's like a jacket.
Calvin Broadus goes on trial this summer, claiming the case is political.
Look at the people before me that was black and successful and powerful with words. Where they at now? With Martin Luther King, with Malcolm X.
He's made millions since the killing. MTV will cover his trial live and could make millions more. All of which makes the Woldemariams, who immigrated from Ethiopia, wonder if the death of a son and brother was just a marketing opportunity.
We are completely surprised about the justice system in this country, really.
A jury will decide if murder was the case and whether image is truth or a bum rap. In Los Angeles, Reed Galen for Eye on America.
Big brother scary, cause in 3 days time someone's gonna be buried.
Every Friday and Saturday night, aspiring young rappers gather at a record store at Hollywood and Vine.
Somebody tell me, how can hell be underground when it's right where the black man found?
Their rhyming lyrics to a thundering beat are angry, violent, and profane.
Coming off, man, I got straight up raised, man, I did a mother in a riot.
People want to see reality. They want to see what's really going on. This is the youth. This is the young black youth that's been put through hell, you know what I'm saying? And they have to express themselves.
Among these young men's heroes are so-called gangsta rappers who have recently been arrested and charged with crimes.
Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Among them, 22-year-old Snoop Doggy Dogg, who will be arraigned later this week on murder charges. And 22-year-old Tupac Shakur, who was charged first with shooting 2 off-duty police officers and then with the sexual assault of a young woman.
You shouldn't condemn all rappers because a few of our brothers got in trouble. And I have to remind America that all of these incidents with the rappers are just allegations. No one's been convicted yet.
This is the latest issue of Billboard magazine, and if you look in the category of hot rap singles, and there are 50 of them, many of the titles suggest violence, sex, drug use, and profanity. In fact, I can't even say some of the names of the songs on television. Rap is essentially a black art form, but it's a gold mine for white recording companies, which artists say encourage the hardcore lyrics because they sell. And surprisingly, 70% of rap music is bought by white young people.
This is Wu-Tang Clan. This is a new Snoop Dogg. Obviously, that's real popular.
I think it's a way of rebelling against what they've grown up with, and it's something that's a little dangerous without getting too close to the reality of it.
But so many black young people are very close to the reality. And now black leaders say some rap is having a negative effect.
The people must now begin to fight back and say that the race and degradation, the sex exploitation is unacceptable.
BLS 107.5.
WBLS in New York, one of the nation's largest black-owned radio stations, today announced it will follow a handful of other stations banning the worst rap music.
It's the best variety of adult hits, V103.9.
But the first was black-owned radio station KACE-FM in Los Angeles.
You've got a bunch of young cats that are talking about how great it is to be in a gang, how great it is to slap women around and call them bitches and hoes, how great it is to sell drugs. Unfortunately, you've got a lot of kids that are also getting that, and that's being perceived as black reality.
Gangster rappers don't seem to care if radio bans their music. Snoop Doggy Dogg's new album is already #1.
If you don't like it, don't listen to it. If you like it, love it. If you don't, you.
There is positive rap music. Rapper Queen Latifah fights negative images with her music.
You can kill the music. Go for it. I challenge you to try and kill us. You'll never do it. We won't die. But people are dying in our communities. Change that. I challenge you to change that. I challenge you to come in and help us.
Few doubt the seriousness of the problems in the black community, but its leaders say that doesn't justify what they no longer hesitate to call filthy and dangerous music. And they say it's time to clean it up. This is Carol Simpson for the American Agenda.
People of the state of California versus McKinley Lee. Los Angeles Superior Court case number BA086649. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, McKinley Lee, not guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree in violation of Penal Code Section 187, a felony, is charged in count 1 of the information. Dated February 13, 1996, Charles B. Foster, foreperson.
All right, wait a second. There will be no outbursts in this courtroom. The next sound from anyone is out the door. Go ahead.
As to Calvin Broadus. We, the jury in above entitled action, find the defendant, Calvin Broadus, not guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree in violation of Penal Code Section 187, a felony, as charged in count 1 of the indictment. Dated February 13, 1996, Charles B. Foster, foreperson. As to McKinley Lee, count 1, the lesser. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, McKinley Lee, not guilty of the crime of murder in the second degree, in violation of Penal Code Section 187, a felony, a lesser included offense to the crime alleged in count 1 of the indictment, dated February 14, 1996, Charles B. Foster, foreperson.